Hello, this is Jenine Marie. Please join me today in a conversation. What is prosperity? It's not always what you think, so please stick with me and I will see you there. Hello. I'm glad to have you. We're going to talk a little bit about prosperity. I'm in my little corner of my office and I haven't been here for a little while. It's been about a month since I've done a video. I have about 3 places that I like to record. This corner happens to have good sound for me. I'm using a microphone today and usually I don't, so I hope I'm not yelling into it right now. I am looking around and I could tell I have not been in my office for a little while, and I am so glad you can't see my desk right now. I'm thinking of all the things that I really need to take care of in here, but I have been working on some other things. Number one, taking care of myself. Health comes first, right? We need to take care of ourselves. We're going to talk about prosperity. During this time in our country, it seems like one of the big topics is inflation. In fact, I think the last percentage that I heard was that in the last few years, our country has experienced 35% rise in inflation. And that's not something that I'm quoting. It's just something that I heard over the news while I was drinking my morning coffee one morning. You can go ahead and check that if you'd like, but I don't have a reference for it. But we are all feeling it. And when we're feeling it, you have your own personal reference, right? I mean, we're all at different areas of, I guess, I don't want to say influence. We're all at different areas of ability and different areas in our finances is what I think I want to say. We're all in different areas where our finances are affected by whatever inflation is going on in our country. So, while we're going through this time, one of the foremost things on our mind is how we can create more abundance and more prosperity. And that's where I come to what prosperity is and what abundance is. I was, for a very long time, a single mother with 5 children, and prosperity for me was a whole lot different than prosperity might be for someone else. Prosperity was getting an extra check back from the IRS, and that was a big deal. Prosperity for me was when someone looked at me and said, "Oh my goodness, you're just really struggling. I just want to help you." And, that was always appreciated during those times and during those years. Prosperity for me was when we had birthdays and we didn't have dinner that night. We just had a great big huge sheet cake, and the whole focus was on the birthday that we were celebrating. Prosperity for me was when my children were smiling, when they were happy, when they came in from playing and they were all messy and dirty and needed their bath. Prosperity for me was hearing them snoring in their beds at night and knowing that I got through another day with my kids and we were all intact and everything was doing great. And for me, having a roof over my head when it was hot, when it was cold, when it was raining, that was prosperity. So the reason I went through all of that was not to tell you my history or make you feel bad for those times or even good for those times. The reason I told you all of that is to say this. Prosperity can be, yes, that check in the mail, that paycheck, that extra commission. It could be money. And that's the first thing we tend to think of, whether the stocks are rising, whether they're just falling, or whether we're receiving some gains to us. We think about prosperity. We think that is what we're aiming for in this life. And yes, it feels good when we have a lot of abundance as far as finances in our bank account. It makes us feel secure because we live in a world where money or currency is something that we have to have in order to receive the things that we need to keep going in life. And that's food, clothing, a roof over our head. And for some people, prosperity to them means gaining material items. For me, because of the background that I had before, material items are great. I love when I get my presents and, things in the mail that I order, or when I redecorate things in the house or in my office. I always love those moments when, I could bring a little bit of joy into my life, some new things. It always feels good to get a new car or something like that. But, that's not what makes life ring. It really isn't. And although it feels great, that's not prosperity. Material items are wonderful. We are meant to have them. Or why would we have created them in this world, right? So having them is great. But I'd like you to just switch and shift your thinking for just a moment. And you can close your eyes, you can listen to it, and just let it sink in. And I have two definitions of prosperity. I kind of wrote them down because I'm on a roll. I'm a communicator, okay? And I get going, I get talking and I forget, what are the main points here, right? So prosperity, number one, is a state of mind. It is a continual positive state of anticipation. Prosperity comes to us when we positively anticipate the best in life, the good things in life, the beauty in life. When we have that beautiful anticipation that comes from inside of us, we see things differently. When we're not staying focused on whether or not we're going to do the grocery shopping and we're going to have enough tomorrow, or whether we're going to buy that new boat or whatever it is, when we're not focusing on that, when we just draw ourselves inward and we bring into ourselves a positive state of mind, and we get this anticipation of what tomorrow is going to bring. And when we have that beautiful zeal for life, everything looks wonderful. The butterflies, the squirrels outside, the trees, when you look outside and you see that the things that you've planted are starting to grow, that's prosperity. When the things we plant begin to grow. When we plant a business, aside from the finances, when we see the growth, that's prosperity. The same way when I like to plant my herb garden, when I start to see it come back, because they're pretty much annual, and I start to see them come back, and that's prosperity for me. When my gardenias are doing really beautiful, that's prosperity for me. And so, we all see things a little bit different, but when you pre-program your mind to see actively see the best things in life and have that anticipation, like, what is it when I wake up, the very first moment I open my eyes, what is it that I'm going to see today? I'm going to ask myself this question, and I'm going to have this beautiful, mindful anticipation of these positive things. How many positive things can I count today? That would be a really good place for you to start. And if you just kind of close your eyes, meditate daily for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes, that's all you need. And think about, just build that anticipation. Ask yourself the question, what is it? How many beautiful, positive, wonderful things am I going to see today? And how much prosperity is that going to make me feel inside of my heart? Sometimes it's giving to others. And we feel that beautiful sense of prosperity when people are so thankful that we've given to them, and they've really needed it. And they might be a stranger, they might be someone that we know. That's a feeling of prosperity inside, isn't it? It makes you feel abundant. It makes you feel wonderful. So, keep that in mind and be mindful of those things when you wake up in the morning. It's also a state of soul. Prosperity is like when you meditate and you have this feeling like you are absolutely filled with the Spirit of God, the Spirit of your Creator, the Spirit of the Source, higher mind, however you want to identify it or define it. When you close your eyes and you meditate and you allow your higher self to reach for the highest and the widest and the most deep and the most broad and the most just the most amazing things in life, when you allow your soul to soar and you receive wisdom, you receive knowledge, you receive back what you put out. When you're seeking, you will find. Remember, that's what Jesus taught. Seek and you shall find. When you are in meditation and you feel that sense, that stirring of the Spirit of God, you know that your soul is bigger than your body, right? Just as much as the Spirit of God is much bigger than you can ever fathom. The love that comes from God brings this beautiful anticipation of what is it out there that I can receive from? What can I glean today that my soul can just expand with? And what's going to be food and nourishment for my soul today? It's really different than feeding the body. And Jesus tried to teach that to us as well, is, we can feed the body, but without the bread that comes from feeding the soul, then the food and nourishment you give to your body really is nothing. And, I guess it's easy to say, well, you need it to make your body live. That is true in this world that we've created. But in order to allow your soul to live, it's like your body is sustained by this large soul that you have, this bigness that you take up in this universe. You're so much bigger than you even imagine or know. And when you realize that you are sustained by the energy of that soul that you are, you don't have a soul, you are a soul. And that soul is your sustenance. So for that meditative moment, and every meditative moment, for every time you feel the stirring of your soul inside of your body, outside of your body, whether you're having an out-of-body experience, whether you have dreams and you're going on these beautiful adventures and it stirs your soul. One morning I woke up and I was absolutely in tears, not because I had a bad dream, but because my dream was so beautiful. I was traveling in my dream and I was having an experience with crossed over loved ones, and I woke up and that was nourishment to my soul. I felt that love, that interaction, that beauty that comes from that, remembering them and also creating this new experience that I could bring back into my body and my mind, and that I can understand that I interacted with those loved ones, and it causes me to miss them a lot less. And I know that a lot of you don't understand that, some of you do, but this is my experience. When I go traveling at night, whether I go traveling in, from my soul, my spirit, during my meditation times, and I connect with those who are, we say, on the other side, but they're right here with us. Actually, they're right here in just another frequency. And when we connect with that frequency through love and our anticipation and through our expectation, and we get that connection, we feel so great because we miss them. we like to interact with them, we might receive information from them, or, you know, something for our highest good. When we connect with the higher aspects of God, those places like the Akashic records, you know, when we touch upon Akasha and we receive that knowledge that comes from that beautiful universal library. And boy, if you haven't experienced that, that's something to aim for, because it's a cool place to be. If you like libraries, you'll love this. There is so much information, and when you come out of your meditation and you have wisdom and knowledge and you have something that you can glean for your life, that is prosperity, that is abundance, and that is something that is good for your soul. When you have love that comes from the Spirit of God, when you feel that love pooling up in your heart space so much that the throbbing of it just heals you, because love is a great healer. That is abundance, it's prosperity, and it is amazing gains in your life, right? So when you're feeling like that, everything in life tends to click, even when difficult things happen. And they do happen. Don't ever expect them not to. That's part of our learning. It's part of our life. It's part of this experience we chose when we came into this body. So, you know, don't think that you're going to meditate and everything in life is going to be great and the hard things are going to go away. The thing that will happen, though, is the difficult things will be a lot less hard to go through and tolerate. The sting will be taken out of it because of love, because of positivity, because of great energy, because of connection, because of wisdom, because of those you see through synchronicities being brought into your life, sometimes leaving and then being brought back, and then there's a beautiful reunion, right? So, you know, there's so many wonderful reasons to feel prosperous. Don't just limit it to the financial gains. It's there, yes. Financial gains are great. Like I said, it's wonderful to get things. We're meant to have them. And you can be happy for them. And, you know, just remember, a giving heart is something that's going to make you feel more prosperous than anything in the whole world. So when you do glean a lot of financial abundance, please remember to be generous and allow your heart to expand in love and give to those who really, really need that love and that acceptance and your generosity. And, you know, if you ask for it, you will receive. You'll receive whatever you are looking for. Seek and you shall find. Be prosperous, be abundant today, and have that beautiful anticipation state of mind, and you know, enjoy your life. Enjoy your life even through your grief processes, and they will come. Honor your grief, honor others in their grief, and know that this too shall pass. The rain comes and it waters the ground, and just like the rain, grief will water the ground inside of you, and that ground will spring forth once again, and you will have that beautiful prosperity feeling inside of you when you come through on the other side of it. So anyway, I just wanted to just seed that into your life. Let it be prosperous to your soul. If you have any questions, you need a spiritual life coach, I am a master at becoming a life coach for you and my clients. You can connect with me at the information I put in the description box below. And I will talk to you again real soon. Until then, I'm loving you from here, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.